Okay, cool. Thanks again for joining. As you know, I'm Angela and I'm with Young Living. I've been with Young Living for 10 years. And last year, Young Living created a partnership with Clearwater to really start changing the healthcare industry. One of our big goals with that is helping to put decisions into our own hands and as individuals and take it away kind of from the traditional medical model. But really with this, when we say disrupting the healthcare industry, two ways that we're really focused on doing that. Number one is that we want to provide healthcare for a better price. And then number two, we want to educate and encourage people that you can be proactive about your health, but even when you have a diagnosis of something that's going on, there are ways with diet, exercise, lifestyle, and healthy natural options that a lot of times you can reverse, or if not reverse, significantly change whatever it is that you have going on. So that's our goal. That's why I'm here tonight. I have been honored to be with Young Living for over 10 years now. I had my 10-year anniversary this last April, and I love this partnership. So I've been teaching about this for coming up on a year in a couple of weeks. I did my first class on this last September. So good and fun stuff. What is a health share? I want to jump right in. So, Health Share is a community of individuals that help to cover each other's medical costs or expenses. So, our monthly premium goes towards the medical costs of the group. And so, Clearwater has spent a lot of time and energy studying and figuring out, okay, what do monthly premiums need to be to make sure that we're covering costs and taking care of people? And that's really where that monthly premium comes from. And we're a nonprofit specifically at Clearwater. That's not the case with all health shares, but we are a nonprofit. And so if you're familiar with nonprofits, that means that there aren't CEOs in our company like there are with traditional healthcare or health insurance that are making 7, 8 figures a year. So tons and tons of money. The goal isn't to have a ton of profit. There are limitations on the amount of profits that we can make and still have that status. So it is really good for us as the consumer that is signing up and getting that healthcare plan. But Clearwater was established in 2018. The last number that I heard is that we had over 60,000 members. That number is actually old from earlier this year. And I know that we've been growing and adding new people every month. So I need to get an updated number. But this is an alternative to traditional health insurance. And a couple of things to kind of compare or share what is some of the differences. Again, like I talked about, traditional health insurance is a for-profit business. We're a nonprofit. Within us and our organization, we have an open network of providers. So you choose a doctor, whatever it is that you're getting treatment for. If it's a chiropractor, the payment for all chiropractors is the same. If you're going to your medical doctor for a physical, the payment is the same. So, or the coverage is the same, and that type of thing. So it is in a lot of ways beneficial to us, especially if somebody has used to having traditional insurance that has limitations, or they have to find approved providers, because that's typically the case. You definitely, with insurance, have an in-network group that usually has better payment or coverage on that. And out of network, it's usually going to cost the individual more money. So you can eliminate that and go to whatever doctor you want. Within regular health insurance, you have deductibles and copays and a lot of things to look at of like, okay, what are your max out of pocket? What are your actual expenses if something major happens? With us, it's simple. You have an annual max. You choose the amount. Is it $1,000, $2,500, or $5,000 that you're comfortable spending if something major medical happens? And then you cover that amount. After that, the rest is shareable. So, again, like one of the things that is a huge benefit for a lot of people is that claims are rarely denied. Obviously, we want people to keep their membership, keep paying the monthly premiums so that everybody's expenses can stay down. But within the traditional health insurance world, claims are actually denied a very high percentage of the time. for minor things, errors, typos. They get denied a lot, but that's very rare within our group. So people really like having control and being able to make their own choices. So this is my family. We save over $600 a month for our healthcare. When we had health insurance, we paid $1,560, and now we pay $955. This I also list some of the improvements or enhancements that we saw or see with our policy. So we went previously with chiropractic to we had 12 visits covered per year, and it wasn't even that great a coverage. And now, with the health share, we have 24 visits per year, and those can be chiropractic or acupuncture. I like that a lot personally because I've always wanted to go to acupuncture, but didn't really do it very much because I had to pay out of pocket for it. And, I mean, it can add up. Also, our max out of pocket. So the big difference here is as a family, I mean, you can see both categories are different, pretty significant, right? But as a family, if we had had something major happen, our out of pocket would have been 16,300. That now is cut in half, actually a little more than half, to 7,500 total as a family. Telemedicine is free, so we can get access to a doctor over the phone or internet anytime for free. And then also a nice feature is the telehealth mental coverage is free as well. That wasn't something that was an option with traditional insurance for us, but it's free. I actually have two friends who have used it. Sorry, there's like these flies. I had the doors open because it was hot, and now I just turned on the air conditioning, but it literally was just climbing on my camera. It like wants to be right in the view here. But anyway, with the mental health, it's an online program through the portal, and I have two friends that have used it. So one used it after her sister passed away unexpectedly, young and healthy, like found her deceased, and it was pretty traumatic, and had a really good experience and had a few visits when she was going through that earlier this year. And then another friend uses it regularly for regular counseling. I don't know if she goes once a week, or I think it's maybe every other week, so a couple times a month, and that's helping her deal with just like challenges of life. She's a business owner. She has a pretty high stress life, and she's on the go a lot. So that's something that she says it's very easy to schedule with her person, schedule her follow-ups or additional meetings and appointments, and she's had a really good experience. One of the things that I like the most is the supplement coverage. Obviously, traditional insurance doesn't cover supplements but with the health share, and this is a big part of the reason that Young Living partnered or created this partnership, is that we now get $75 worth of our essential oils or supplement purchase each month reimbursed back to us. An individual would get $50, and then couples or families get 75. So let's talk about the specifics of chiropractic or acupuncture because this is a really big deal. The coverage is really, really good. Like I said, we had 12 visits before with our traditional insurance, and the coverage was like okay-ish. It was hard for my chiropractor to get reimbursed, but now it's simple, it's straightforward. So again, it's 24 visits a year, either chiropractic or acupuncture on that. And reimbursement is up to $175 per visit. So most of the time, if you're going like to the chiropractor for a regular visit and it's adjustment without x-rays, it's probably somewhere between $40 and $60, maybe 65 and that. But the add-ons are covered as well. So if your chiropractor offers massage, if they offer red light therapy or light therapy treatments, or any other treatments that they offer, and you go and have it done at the same visit, that's considered an add-on. So you just want to make sure it's billed on the same super bill. So you can get great coverage and reimbursement. And I'll talk about it on a future screen or slide, but on that, it's covered under the holistic plan. And that is where you go and you pay for it. You get your super bill, which is a receipt in the medical world, and you submit that for the reimbursement. So really great way to be able to be, again, proactive about your health, what we're all about, and what we're educating and encouraging people to do more of. So there are three different types of plans. And so the first one, the Clear Share plan, is the medical coverage. So this is for major medical coverage. If you have an emergency, you need surgery, or have something large going on. The next one, holistic. This one is for people who want to be proactive about their health. It can be somebody that is 65 or older that wants something that's an add-on to Medicare, because a lot of people do that. Or somebody who has their own insurance, but it doesn't have very good coverage for the things that would be covered under the holistic side of things. So they may have really huge deductibles. Maybe chiropractic and acupuncture aren't included. Obviously, supplements aren't included, that type of thing. So this can be great for those type of people, even military, because I have one that is a military person, and he's like, I would go and use my free, coverage on base if something major happened, but I'm not going to go there for a chiropractor or acupuncture visit because of the time and the energy that it takes. So that is a great fit for him to have the holistic plan only. The third option is to combine them. This is what my family did. And so we have uh, more coverage. And again, that's that screen that I showed you. We're saving $600 a month. A lot of people ask, so what is covered? Is it really like insurance? It is. I mean, you can see that pretty much anything is covered. Again, a reminder, no network. You can go to any provider that you want to. Accidents, ER visits, pregnancy, hospital birth, birthing center, home birth, really wherever you are being seen or getting care is covered. So pain management. I'm not reading all of them. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to, and I also can send you the replay. That's why we record it. But again, speech therapy, massage therapy. So many things are covered: weight reduction, hospice care, skilled nursing facilities, and a lot of these are things like skilled nursing facilities or hospice care may not necessarily be covered on traditional insurance. I've actually learned that recently from a few people that had elderly parents that didn't have very good coverage for those kinds of situations when they came up. But I do want to point out one thing on the left side here, the care coordination tab. So one of the things that is different about the health share is that we're taking on some of the paperwork ourselves because we're getting the invoice and we're submitting it. But our care coordination department is a department that is there to help us, and we can open a file or a claim if there's something major going on. For example, a gentleman who had needed a hip replacement surgery, he had it planned or scheduled or went to his doctor and got the details, and it was going to be $80,000 at a hospital. So he contacted care coordination. They opened a file, did research for him, and discovered that his same doctor does the procedure at a surgery center, and the price there would be $40,000. So, of course, he switched, had it scheduled there instead of the hospital. And then because he used the care coordination team and they saved all of us as a whole that much money, he then had his out of pocket fee waived for that procedure. So his $5,000, he didn't have to pay. He had that surgery for free. So it's a huge, huge benefit to doing that and being able to use that function or feature. So let's talk about the holistic. Anything that's listed on this screen under holistic options, you're going to pay for it like a cash pay patient. So you're going to get that super bill or the receipt, and then you're going to submit it. It's super simple. It takes me like 3 minutes. I get reimbursements on multiple things a month because we all go to the chiropractor, acupuncture. We do our Young Living purchase. Those are things that I get reimbursed on every month. But again, it's easy. Then, like, for example, I could talk about the chiropractic. It's reimbursed up to $175 per visit. So we're responsible for the first 35. If that visit is $210 total, chiropractic, massage, and maybe you got some light therapy treatment, then you are going to get reimbursed the full $175. If your visit is 135, you submit the receipt and you get reimbursed $100 because you're responsible for the 35. So you can see in each of the categories, like if you go to a primary care physician, naturopathic, doctor, DO, a doctor of osteopathic medicine is included. Anything in that category, you're responsible for the first $20. It's reimbursed up to $150 per visit. On this plan, it's up to 5 visits per year per person on the plan. Generic prescriptions, most of them are covered at $0, so you don't have any out-of-pocket costs there. And then um, name brand would be, you would check on a case-by-case basis. So, but I will say name brand coverage isn't very good. You want to find out if there's a generic for medications that you are needing or taking. Obviously, it's going to save you a lot of money. We have another option for holistic savings. So for people who are not necessarily going to go to the chiropractor that often or acupuncture, this option is 12 chiropractic or acupuncture visits. It still has the Young Living essential oils or supplements reimbursement. Again, $50 for individuals, $75 for couples and families. And then it has primary care visits, 3 of those instead of 5. So it doesn't include the prescriptions. It does not include breast imaging or IV drips, which were included on the last one, the full holistic option. So this next one, this is pricing of the clear share. So the medical coverage only for somebody. So what you look at here, because I know it's a lot on this, you can take a screenshot if you want, or I can also send you this replay. There's a lot of information here. So first thing you're going to do is like, okay, what am I comfortable spending if something happens? $1,000, 2,500, or 5,000. So you look at that, you think, okay, what's my comfort level there? And then you look in your age category. So the age category of the oldest person that's going to be on the plan. And then you'll see, like, are you single? Are you married? Or cohabitating adults? Are you single with kids, family with kids? And then that's where you're going to find, okay, that's what our rate is going to be. This is a really good plan for large families. If you know anybody who has a lot of kids that are under the age of 26 that they're still covering on insurance, it's a really, really good option. The only thing is that for them to be covered on the plan is that they need to be unmarried. They don't actually have to be living in the house. So they can be away at college, they can be living in an apartment, and that's totally acceptable, and they'd still be covered. There's no limit on the number of children, and the price doesn't increase per child. Again, a very big deal for large families if they're paying for their own health insurance, because they are paying for each individual child on traditional health insurance. This here is for somebody who wants the holistic only plan. And this one, it's not by age because it's just set. Doesn't matter how old you are. You get the same number of visits, whether you're young or old, and there aren't, or there are preset amounts that are covered on that plan. And again, this is a great one for somebody who is Medicare age to have it as their add-on for that. This one is the combination. So holistic savings plus the clear share, which is the medical plan. So that's the more basic holistic plan here. I'll just pause for a couple of minutes and let you take a screenshot if you want or need. Ooh. Nope, you don't have to be married. I just saw that your comment. I didn't see that earlier, but no. So cohabitating adults can be living together, do not have to be married. So great question. I didn't see that you asked that earlier. I think you popped that in there before I got to that part. Then here is the full holistic plan. So this one's going to be the 24 visits for chiropractic and acupuncture. It's going to include the IV drips, the breast imaging, and the prescriptions, in addition to the medical coverage. So the more comprehensive. This is what our family has, and we have it. So we technically fall into this category. So Garrett's 47, and we did the 2,500, so 920. But then we also added on vision. So as you might remember on the earlier screen, ours was $955 per month is our total that we pay in our premium. That doggone fly is like determined to like be on my face or in the camera. Then I want to explain when there's a family unit, what the annual max is. Because as you might mention, or you might have seen, I said we signed up for the $2,500. It's not $2,500 per person. There is a max. So when it's a member plus family, it's not going to go up beyond $7,500 for that category. So it's not $2,500 per person for every person in the family, because obviously my family of 4 would have been 10,000. So again, huge benefit for families that are large. the larger they are, they're not going to have such an exorbitant annual max out of pocket like they would have with traditional insurance. So really, really good benefit there. Here's the vision and dental coverage add-ons. Those can be individual or they can be combined. The prices are the same. So it's individual. Dental is 60 on its own. Vision is 15. If you add them together, it's 75 type of thing. So, and then you can see move across single, married, if you have kids, or if you're married, single with kids, married with kids. For us, we did the vision because it was pretty much the same as what we had before. But for dental, we had a separate dental plan that wasn't part of our regular insurance. And this plan wasn't as good for orthodontic. And I think my daughter's probably going to need braces. So I decided to stay with the other plan that we had. But otherwise, it was pretty comparative in the other categories like the preventative and the basic items that might be needed from the dentist. So how does this work? The program is supported by Young Living, and the first thing that you would do is set up a Young Living customer account, whether you're going to buy oils or not, because you need a customer number to get the discounted pricing that's part of this plan and our partnership with them. But everything after that is administered through the Clearwater website. So you actually sign up for the health plan there using your customer number, and then they have a lot of education and information on the website. They process the monthly payment for the premium. They do the administration of the reimbursements and the processing there. And that's where you have access to the portal. You're going to upload your super bills there and everything. And then also when you do make Young Living purchases and get the reimbursements, you do those you get the reimbursement portion through the portal there as well. Obviously, you make the purchases on your Young Living customer account that you set up, type of thing, but the rest of it is all through the Clearwater website. And then timing, if it's something that you want to have active as of September 1st, we can sign you up by the 30th or the 31st. August has 31 days. As long as you sign up by like about 5 p.m. on the 31st, it would be active the first of the following month or any subsequent month after. You can choose what month you want it to be active. And then you're not billed or you're not paying the monthly premium until the 10th of the month. So I like that because your coverage is happening before you actually make your payment. With traditional health insurance, you're usually paying on the 15th of the month before. So like August 15th, you pay for the month of September. That's how it was for us. But like as of the first of the month, you can begin going to seeing providers, making purchases of oils and supplements, getting reimbursements, and submitting those through the website before you've even actually paid for your plan. I don't think you do, Yvonne. I'm 90% sure you don't. I'll double check, but I don't think so. So we can get you set up with one easily. So I thank you for being here. And if you're catching the replay, thank you for catching the replay. I know I have a few of them I'll be sending it to. And I want to encourage you that if you have any friends or family that pay for their own health insurance, to share this with them, because it's saving a lot of people a lot of money. And I'm grateful for referrals. That's how I do my business, how I grow my business and take care of more and more people. So thanks again for being here. I will stop the recording and let you ask questions if you have any. Any questions?
I just tried to log in.